Al Capone, one of America's most infamous crime bosses, and a big symbol of the lack of order during the Prohibition era of the United States. During his crime reign, Capone controlled the city of Chicago, making over $100 million in profit on illegal business, alcohol, and gambling. Al Capone was born on January 17, 1899 in Brooklyn, New York. Capone began his life of crime at age 14 when he joined up with gangs all around Brooklyn and eventually wound up with the 5 Points Gang. While working for them, Capone received his famous facial scars in a fight at an inn that he was working at, giving him the name Scarface. Capone was known for getting into fights with rival gangs, so his boss sent him to Chicago in 1919 to work for another gang under John Torrio. Capone did so well running the syndicate in Chicago, he was Torrio's #1 guy by 1922. Not long after Capone's promotion, Torrio was injured in a gang fight and left Chicago and his syndicate behind, so Capone took over, and in 2 years, he doubled the industry and expanded illegal business around the city. Capone's illegal business drove law enforcement crazy. After several failed attempts to kick Capone out of Chicago, they tried to convict him of crimes against the city, but this didn't work either. Capone had so much money and support, he would either pay to silence those who could accuse him or silence them with a few bullets personally. Capone was also constantly worried about rival gangs. While his spy network was reliable, he still got paranoid about threats on his life. This led to Capone's most famous crime, the Valentine's Day Massacre. Several of Capone's gang members dressed as police officers and stormed the Mormon gang headquarters, which was a rival gang of Capone's. Thinking it was a police raid, the Mormon gang immediately dropped their weapons and put their hands against the wall. The Capone gang then unloaded their machine guns and shotguns into the backs of their rival gang, killing all the members inside the building. And he was a nice guy, at least sometimes. During his reign as crime lord, Capone opened many soup kitchens and bread kitchens around the city for the unemployed during the 1920s and the 1930s. However, this act of kindness didn't change the authorities' mind, and no one was prepared for what came next. Throughout the 1920-1930s, illegal business was not technically taxable by law, so when law enforcement heard that Capone wasn't paying his taxes, they tried to accuse him of tax evasion and change the rules. However, Capone was one step ahead and was careful not to put his name on anything that would link the police to his illegal income. However, this all changed when an IRS special unit accidentally stumbled across several documents with Capone's net profit for his gambling houses. So they charged Capone with tax evasion from the years 1925 to 1929, and for violating Prohibition law during that time. Capone tried to plead guilty to get a lighter punishment, but the judge would not allow him to do so. So then Capone tried to bribe the jury to give him a non-guilty verdict. But this time, the law was one step ahead of Capone, and the judge switched the jury at the last second. With an unbiased jury, Capone's verdict was unanimously guilty. In 1932, Capone was sent to Atlanta Federal Prison, but was then relocated to Alcatraz Island for starting a syndicate from within the prison walls. Even with all of Capone's money, he could not buy his way out of anything in Alcatraz, and was forced to wait until his release in 1939. After his release, Capone retired from crime and settled in Palm Island, Florida. He stayed there until January 21st, 1947, when he died of a stroke. And with that, the story of America's most notorious gangster is over. Thank you.